Hello, good evening. It is Wednesday, September 2nd, here on rainy Nantucket. We're at Children's Beach, and you can see all the boats behind us in the harbor. This is where the ferries leave from and come into. We have the yacht clubhouse there, the residential house, and look at all these boats. It has been a long rainy day. It's still pretty warm though. It's not a bad storm. I'd like to start by thanking all of you who have subscribed to our channel. Again, my name is Colin Wyatt Letty, and the channel is Philosophy Pop-Up Workshop, and I thank you yet again. Today we're going to talk a little bit about COVID-19, and specifically it's going to be international. I want to congratulate the country of El Salvador for doing such a brilliant job containing the virus. Even though you had a huge spike in the summer, much like Brazil and some other countries in the region, I see that in the last 3 weeks you have dropped to approximately 20% of the cases that you had 3 weeks ago. That's absolutely extraordinary. And I looked at the graph and I'm absolutely amazed. And I must say it's incredibly impressive to see a small country do that. And as I mentioned in a video some time ago, one of the very early videos, El Salvador, along with Jamaica, have been great success stories in all this. Jamaica still has very, very few cases per capita, and it's again due to brilliant health minister and really effective measures early on. So I'd like to say congratulations to both administrations. Absolutely fantastic. And I think that it bodes very well for the future. People could learn a lot from it. Countries that sometimes don't have the greatest resources are doing very, very well with this. Part of it is that they know that they have to get at it very early on, because in some cases they're not going to have the resources to deal with it later on if it becomes catastrophic. Very wealthy countries have the luxury of having all these hospitals and all these resources. And in my view, actually in some cases we're a little bit too relaxed, because the key, of course, with this virus and with any epidemic where there's contagion, is you have to get it right away, right at the beginning, before it multiplies and multiplies. So that is most impressive. I must say, if you compare it, I mean, here in Massachusetts we have almost exactly the same population as El Salvador. Now, of course, we were destroyed by it very early on, and we've had a very high number of cases and deaths, and we've worked it down after months and months of controls and discipline and a lot of self-sacrifice. But we still have, if you look at the comparative statistics, we have almost exactly 5 times the number of cases that El Salvador has. So we have almost exactly the same population. We are one of the richest states, and arguably the richest country in the world. We have some of the world's best hospitals in Boston, and best resource centers, and a wonderful administration. And yet we were still devastated by this back in March and April and early May. And it has taken us this long. It's only really in the last month that things have really gotten under control, where we only have a few hundred cases a day instead of, at its peak, well over 2,000 per day back in April and May. And this is what happens when countries wait and don't pour resources in and do testing and tracing. It requires a tremendous amount of testing. Testing is very cheap compared to hospitalizing people and and putting them in intensive care units. And it's another lesson in preventative medicine, which we need to have more of in the U.S. and in many places. Just on an economic point, not even looking at the humanitarian part or the human suffering or death, just looking at the raw economics of it, it makes sense. So, on that note, thank you very much. God bless, all the best, and take care.